Yo, what's happening? This is Gary G. This is a video of my trip to Miami for Art Basel 2019, which was a goal of mine that as an artist I've been having for a while. We're starting out with a rare collection of African American books in the Wolfstorium Museum. I was invited to a private party by an arts curator named Dan Swartz. Right on, Dan, in Fort Wayne, Indiana. This is a rare 73 Lamborghini that's one of the hues of green. It's museum quality, as you can see. And it's just one of the things that was a party showstopper. These caught my attention. It was a nice 3D like pattern of some old foxes. This right here is a Greyhound bus like replica model. I love model cars and as a kid and still do to this day actually. So it was pretty cool to see that at that scale as well. As a ceramicist, I was looking at that vase and the color and the details on it. This right here was a piece from an artist from the Netherlands, and he was talking to me about his process of ink and pencils. I think this is a quick overview of me being in the Windward Walls in Windward, Miami district. This was also at a private party, but it was in like a high-end car gallery. Pretty cool, as well as this Ferrari table. You could probably buy a house and a car for the cost of these engines, and they turned it into a table. Actually saw two in Miami. Go, Speed Racer. Go, Speed Racer. Go. This is a dope installation with that jacket, too. This is one of those high-end cars. There's a Panini? Something like that, man. Something I can't really afford, you know what I'm saying? But I still dug it and was happy to be in there. But it was some pretty amazing cars in there. Cool crowd, had some cool conversations with some people. This was one or two of the nastiest rides in there. This is a hood, man, that somebody painted up Batman. I mean, it's Art Basel, so it's art everywhere. The Lamborghini drums and the prints in there off the chain. This is me standing at the entrance of Untitled. It's an art show, man. They popped up just right on Miami Beach. Untitled and Scope had some pretty high-end artwork in there. And I tried to capture artwork that caught my eye or was in the form of the mediums that I like working in, the styles, or felt like my work would be complementary with some of the artists that I saw here. Some were international artists, some were Miami artists, some were artists from the States. And man, I was just delighted to be at Art Basel. You know, there's actually 3 Art Basels. This is a promotional card that I was passing around to some of the galleries. This was in Windward Walls, also big boombox. You know, I'm a hip hop head, so it caught my attention. There's a lot of videos, rap videos in particular, has probably been shot there. More artwork that caught my eye. But back to there are actually 3 Art Basels. There's one in Basel, Switzerland. There's one in Hong Kong. And in Miami Beach, it's kind of like the big party where everybody's there. As you can see, this artwork is amazing here. And at the moment, some of the things I can't find my notes, so I don't have all the names of all the artists or all the galleries off the top of my head. Watch this Barbie. Pretty cool, man. It reminds me of the stuff in the Cracker Jack boxes when I was growing up. Yeah, I'm telling my age. Young black scholars, I could appreciate that. Creative in real life. That said a lot. And this is shit canceled. It's kind of like Corona now. Powerful black and white, and the cities caught me. I love the city aesthetic myself. That's a perspective I haven't tried yet, but don't be shocked if I would. Well, I did maybe on ceramic. The skulls also had that dynamic black and white pattern. Who could not resist Mickey Mouse and Pokemon? This was a powerful piece to me, as well as this one. I believe that was porcelain. Nice detail. Asian motif. Powerful. You know, I like working in the gold lusters in some of my ceramic work as well. That really caught my eye, and the finger pointing. This was from the same artist. The Lego caught me. The scale of this one, the hands, really just like caught my attention. Nice surrealism, bounced off. This was cold to me. 3D forms. Mickey Mouse was in sequin. This is a pretty interesting collection of tennis shoes. I remember going to an art camp at IU when I was in junior high, and one of my first acrylic paintings was of the tennis shoe I had on. I think it was a Nike Vandal. So this really caught my attention. I believe it's like broken glass. Pretty hip. Richard Pryor is the Flash, man. Comic book kid. Stanley and Jack Kirby also influences. This by far had to be one of my favorite pieces from Art Basel. And he was not there, but I was connected through the gallery and the other artists. Alan Waring, also in the Netherlands. Ceramic, working with the gold lusters. The 3D, man. I hope that I could meet this cat in person. We had a couple of interactions on Facebook a few times, and I think Instagram as well. But I hope to meet this cat in person and talk about his techniques and see his work again firsthand, man. Seriously inspired me. Like, I got 100 pounds of clay I haven't cracked yet, and I'm going to shoot for this level and caliber of work. Much love and success, brother. Of course, this caught my eye. I think this was glitter. I think I've seen this photo before, but it was really like, man, it just caught my attention. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This, another powerful 3D piece, the ostrich burying his head in a Rubik's Cube. How many people have ever actually solved the Rubik's Cube without cheating? Be honest. I haven't. I've messed them up a few times. Maybe gotten a side or two right, but putting the whole thing back together, no. The elephant was a powerful 3D piece as well. Love elephants' prosperity. These were Latin artists, quite powerful. I Want You. You know, it's a whole series in the Lego sense. You know, definitely revolutionary and powerful. This whole series, and it wasn't just one artist. Really powerful. I love the color palettes. Of course, what hip hop head and graffiti artists, and I also played with trains growing up. Could not appreciate this set here. The scales, of course, the big, laid out in text, powerful. Same aesthetic, Basquiat. The boom boxes caught my attention, 3D and the prints. Of course, the panda, panda, panda. Powerful work. Tim O'Core, man, been checking a dude out on Instagram for a while. Nationally, probably internationally recognized. Powerful work, man. Always inspiring. It's a pretty cool gallery representation. I mean, everything just flows. Everybody versus injustice. Highly relevant in this time. Of course, man, the 3D gorilla head should have been more up on that. This was standing outside in between Design Miami and Scope and just looking around. There was Christmas time in Miami, man. Beautiful weather. This is going inside of Art Basel, the official Art Basel, which I was overwhelmed because I thought it was all just one place and not being spread all over Miami. These are from Robert Arneson, another ceramic inspiration, down to the toilet too. Powerful cat. I went to view some of his work and do some research at UC Davis the past year on the Beckman Fellowship. I have a video coming up from that piece. You know, the peace signs show up in a lot of my work. So to see that scale and size is like powerful. And I do want to move into more public work as well. The neon lights, of course, caught my attention, and passersby, you know, I just happened to look, and I don't know what I saw first, the ladies or the neon. But long story short, more 3D work, and it had the cities in the bottom of this. You know, I work with a lot of the cityscapes and motifs for me. I believe this is Kende Wiley. Powerful color palettes. This is a nice 3D installation. Bed, a whole room. The lady laid out on it, man. It was just striking. The scale, nice scale and size on all of these 3D pieces. So I know I would like to go bigger. I'm trying to think if this was, I believe this was metal. So I'm not really into welding, but the ceramic, I definitely wanted to go bigger. More Kende Wiley, or in that same aesthetic. Powerful piece stopped me in my tracks, thinking about the voyage. You looking at the map of the slave ships, or the diagram rather, of the slave ships up under that. This chair was also powerful, caught my attention. Mirrored with the neon. I love the neon in the mirrors. I do not work in neon, but I love neon. Ride bikes in the bike. This is like a liquor table, caught my attention. This room was like ceramic bowls. So it was an installation. And it's very colorful. And you got the nice high-end champagne in here. This was also an installation at Design Miami, Louis Vuitton. Furniture, high-end. I dare not ask the prices because it's not in my range. You know what I mean? Not at the moment anyway. Probably ever, tell the truth. It's not my stilo. 3D work caught my attention. I'm trying to think, this may be the place that did this 3D printed ceramics. Yeah, that was. They did the 3D printed ceramics. So all of this was in Design Miami. Installations and furniture here. I really dug the feathers. Wood, as you can see. The green on these really caught my attention. It was the color I painted my car. This is a Fendi installation for purses. And they had the models in there rocking it as well, too. This was an Asian gallery set up. I think they were from Hong Kong. They had some nice pieces. Back to those colors of greens, just turned around. This was powerful, like 3D printed pieces. And when you look at it, it looks like a real person. And you just start seeing the scale as we move out. So this was a company or a gallery from New York. And I mean, all of this, man, was like a nice, powerful room, cool aesthetic. This was in the same area, a lot of ceramics. Like I said, I need and want to go working in the larger scale. This was furniture. I was looking at it like it was leather, but I believe it was like man-made materials. But I mean, very high-end and chic. I would love to have a house that I could house that kind of stuff. Back to the scale, texture, and the size with the ceramics. Things that make you go, and pay attention. The symmetry, and there's a lot of work. This is glassware. I do not really have the desire to work in glass, but I love and appreciate it. This was all chairs. These were all chairs, and everything was made out of glass or high-end acrylics. Back to the bikes. Pretty cool bike. I'd love to have one to advertise. Another chair in Design Miami. Now, this was a representation from the Wexler Gallery and Roberto Lugo. I wrote a paper on him at undergrad in Heron. I was advised to check him out by Leslie Baker. Glad she had me check him out. She was a professor. That was an African pipe. Pretty cool. Or in design. And these African wood-carved heads and masks. Really striking and powerful.
It's your homeboy Gary G. Now you can tune in and tune out for this motivational Monday to Monday message I'm about to drop on you, but you might just get something out of it. Peep game, man. Sometimes you just gotta keep setting them goals. And remember, all your goals don't have a deadline. So I'm down here on one of my goals that I set like 4 years ago, right? And every time I was trying to come to Art Basel, there would be something happening that prohibited me from making it in the time frame that it was going on. This year, I made it. Had a little bit of help, had a little bit of a push, you know what I'm saying? But I made it. So just keep in mind, man, no matter what nobody tells you, you can make your goals happen as long as you keep setting 3 goals, major and minor, from Monday to Monday. Much love without a doubt. Till next Monday. Peace. The push was my family and friends and even some of my past professors. The help came by way of the Indiana Arts Commission and the Individual Advancement Grant. It really helped my career and helped me look at a different perspective. I appreciate my homie, CD, I call him Country, at Jukebox Records for letting me crash on your couch, bruh. Save a little change so I could roam around and use some of the funds from this grant and my other money. And I also did another research and development trip in LA to check out my artistic influence, Ernie Barnes. Stay tuned, man. I'll be dropping that video pretty soon. Now, if you stay with me to the end of this video, that means you roll with me too. Really appreciate you. Thanks again to the Indiana Arts Commission. Peace.